All right, what is going on, my dude? So, Cyber Weekend just happened, and whether you spent money, whether you spent units or not, one thing is clear: rank 4s are becoming more common. Now, every single time that we have one of these holiday sales, July 4th, Cyber Weekend, even occasionally the spring cleaning, the needle gets moved by a certain bit. And sometimes it gets moved a lot, and sometimes it gets moved a little bit. Now, when it comes to the rank 4s, I believe if you bought everything out, you could have gotten over 5 total new rank 4s, right? So what does that mean? Eternity of Pain is coming to a close. 2022 is coming to a close. We're going to be going into the new year 2023, where 7 stars will be available soon. I can only imagine that the availability of rank 4 materials as the game progresses is going to get more and more and more common. So that means it's time for a new rank 4 list. And as always, we're still going to be separating it between top options, great options, and debatable options. However, you're going to see some additions to the great options, some additions to the debatable options, because when the rank 4s are just really flowing in that much, it really opens up the options. Where at first it's like, the materials are really, really rare. You want to make sure you make the best move for your account, but still, of course, as always, we're always going to include your favorite champ. That's who you should always rank up, your favorite champ, right? So that's always there. But if you're looking for guidance, that's what these videos are. Now, we added a little emoji here, and it's a little bit of a horse, a little Hans, right? Because what this means is if you have a very stable, look at that. If you have a stable group of rank 4s, well, this might be a great option for you now at this point, okay? And we'll get to that when we get to that. But we're going to start out with the top options. There's a little shake-up here. Nick Fury, Kingpin, and Valkyrie. Valkyrie, one of the most underrated champions in the entire game, currently in the featured pool. So, Valkyrie is one of those champions who is currently, regarded as good, but I believe she's being slept on by quite a bit. She is very good. She's very, very good, and she can do a lot. But I don't think we need to talk about Nick Fury and Kingpin at this point. I don't think we have to talk about every champion at this point, especially when they've always been at the top. Valkyrie is very, very good, and I believe that in the future, as time goes on, as more people get her, people will be realizing this. So there's a lot she can do, especially at a high sig. She can pretty much completely turn off unblockable. She's good at purifying the non-damaging debuff, which is definitely very, very valuable for a lot of different things. So yeah, Valkyrie, plus she's an absolute bruiser on offense and defense for Battlegrounds 2. A very solid option, plus her prestige is definitely very good. So moving on to the great options, and up first, we do have Moman, who went one peg down this time. Now, Moman, absolutely still a wonderful rank 4 option, one of the top 5 best skill champs to take to rank 4 still, in my opinion, but I do just think Valkyrie has currently just edged him out for that top option spot. Now, Moman, no doubt about it, since he did have his, true accuracy, frenzy ability changed, his value in some matches has certainly went down. Still absolutely incredible in most matches, but there's just no denying that he is definitely a different champion than he used to be in certain matchups, but still, damage through the roof, especially at rank 4, got that utility to go along still as well, just can't do it as fast. Stealthy, absolutely incredible rank 4 option, man, especially with the Scorpion synergy. Dude's been an absolute MVP for me in Alliance War and Battlegrounds. When he isn't banned, he's usually banned. He's so fast. He could be decent on defense as well for certain metas too. Just amazing, man. For casual questing too, just an absolute MVP. He's so good. Got Shang-Chi, who just locks things down. Obviously an amazing champion. He can definitely benefit from the additional combat power rate. Crossbones, insane champion. So good. Hitmonkey, especially with the emergence of Battlegrounds here. That has made a big difference for a lot of this list as well, because the last time I made one of these lists, Battlegrounds Season 1 was just starting, and people didn't really give a crap about Battlegrounds because they were a hot mess at launch. Now they're great, people like them, and people are ranking up Battlegrounds again, right? So, Hitmonkey, definitely a really solid dual-use champion that could be really solid at rank 4. Black Cat and Misty Knight, I put these both here, man, 2 very underrated champions. Valkyrie, Black Cat, Misty Knight, 3 female skill champions from 2022. How funny is that? Very underrated, all 3 of them, and very solid, great rank 4 options. Very, very solid champions, man. Definitely worthy of rank 4. Lots of cool videos of them out there. Now for the debatable. Falcon. I'm putting Falcon here because every time I leave Falcon out, people are like, you got a Falcon on the list. So listen, everyone feels that strongly about Falcon. I'll put Falcon on the list. You'll never see me with a rank 4 Falcon. I don't personally love Falcon as much as other people do, but hey man, a lot of people are Falcon fans. I can definitely throw him on the list for sure. Agent Venom, only debatable because he needs 2 synergies to be absolutely nuts, but he's so nuts that he's worth the rank 4 in my opinion. Kraven, not everybody's cup of tea. If you like Kraven, he's the kind of champion who he gets much better. The higher rank he gets, the higher Sig he gets. A rank 4 Sig 200 Kraven is going to look very different from a rank 3 Sig 20 Kraven. And if you put the investment in, you might like what you get. But you have to be a fan of the champion. Ragnagod, man, my boy Thor, still absolutely love him. The thing is, though, at this point, he was always a great top 5 prestige champion. But with the emergence of Quicksilver and infamous Iron Man, he's now nowhere near the top 5 of prestige. So that's very unfortunate for that guy, man. But still, he's a solid champion, but I do think he's fine enough at rank 3. I think he's really solid at rank 3. At the end of the day, you're going to be stun locking after special 3, right? Whether he's rank 3 or rank 4, doesn't really need that rank 4 to stun lock, right? You're going to have more damage for sure, but if you play him properly, rank 3 is going to be all you need. He could still be a solid prestige option for you, just won't be near the top 4 anymore. So, also Black Widow, Deadly Origin. I thought that she'd be a little bit more impactful in Battlegrounds. For me personally, I haven't seen her being too impactful, but still could definitely put out some good damage at rank 4. So, and of course, your favorite champion. Moving on to Science, no champion over here, no change over here. Spidey 2099, Scorpion, Quicksilver, just 3 absolutely phenomenal busted champions, right? Just busted champions. So good, all 3 of them. Solid rank 4 options. Quicksilver, top 5 prestige, right? Just really, really solid. Moving on to great options, we'll talk about the little Hans after. Mr. Negative and Titania, one of the most underrated champions in the entire game. Mr. Negative, of course, absolutely amazing, really solid Mystic counter, right? Titania, buff immune champion, one of the best utilities in the entire game. Titania, Spidey 2099, Ant-Man, Red Guardian, don't sleep on the buff immunity. If you don't have one of those champions ranked up, you need him, very important. Spot, newer champion, most people don't have him yet, not in the future yet, really solid if you pull him, amazing dual-use champion. Mortal Abomination, he's a little bit of a slow starter, but if he's at that higher rank, he's going to be a little bit of a faster starter, so he can definitely be a solid rank 4. Overseer, great champion, amazing dual-use champion, especially for Battlegrounds. Captain America Infinity War does need to be at that SIG 200. I want to say he's outdated because he's not outdated, but there are other Science champions that I'd want to rank above him personally. Now, we got a promotion. One of the best Science champions in the game, Human Torch. Okay? He's finally in the great options. At this point, rank 4s are expanding. More people have more rank 4s. Of course, there are going to be people watching this who don't even have one rank 4. I understand that. But at the end of the day, rank 4s are becoming more common. So with that being said, Human Torch being that powerful of a champion, right? Where he's good enough at rank 3. For sure, no doubt about it. But if you have 20 rank 4s, right? Taking Human Torch to rank 4, this could be a good time to do so, I think. Especially if you care about Battlegrounds, because he can kill things just that much faster at rank 4. So again, would not recommend it for one of your first rank 4s. However, could be a solid one nowadays. Moving on to debatable. Joe Fixit. New addition to the list because of Battlegrounds. So good in Battlegrounds, man. So good in Battlegrounds. Mr. Fantastic also, really, here's the thing. This is debatable right down here, but I feel like all of these, man, could go into great options, but I just can't make the list that long, right? Joe Fixit, Mr. Fantastic, Thing, Piggy, amazing rank 4 options in my opinion. Piggy, really great for Battlegrounds, man. Thing, amazing defender. Void is the one I feel like is actually debatable at this point. I just feel like everything Void does, other champions on this list just do so much better. He's a little too slow for Battlegrounds. He's not going to be the best on Battlegrounds defense unless the opponent is running suicides. So yeah, still, but if he's one of your favorite champions, rank him up at rank 4, SIG 200. He's a bruiser. So he could definitely be really, really solid for you. I would just go, personally, I would want a lot of these other champions at rank 4 first. Mystic. Top options has not changed. Doom, Rintra, Tigra, 3 amazing, phenomenal champions, right? Of course, we have a lot of different additions now that Battlegrounds is a little bit more important. So Wiccan, in the feature pool right now, people are starting to see how powerful Wiccan is. He's being used for null bosses, right? He's still crashing the game on defense. Absolutely huge. The only champion who you can't even fight on defense. It's absolutely incredible. Instant win. Right? But seriously though, like Wiccan is very good on offense. He's also decent on defense too. Diablo, of course, amazing champion. Central Witch, not my favorite champion, but very, very good, especially if you run high Mystic Dispersion. Mojo, really solid on offense and defense. Underrated offensively, does need to be awakened though to do so. The Hood, absolutely incredible on offense for Battlegrounds. Black Widow Clairvoyant, in my opinion, has fallen off over the years, but she's still very, very solid. Sasquatch, huge stonks going slowing up for this guy with Battlegrounds. If you don't have a counter, you're probably timing out, which is huge for Battlegrounds, man. Plus, he's decent on offense as well. He's kind of like a slower Rintra, or Rintra's more so a faster Sasquatch. But yeah, he could definitely be solid for a lot of interesting matchups where you need nullification or stagger. So, moving on to debatable down here. Also, by the way, I haven't figured out how to like make the horse go away. So we're just gonna leave him. Okay, we're gonna leave him while it's blank. Up next, Dragon Man, one of my rank 4s, man. I love the guy. He's lots of fun. He's definitely a solid dual-use champion. I haven't really had the Battlegrounds meta for him yet where I want to stick him on defense and just, like, make him be an absolute terror. I'm sure it's going to come. But whenever there's going to be, like, a solid, like, stun immune meta, right, on defense or something like that, or increased power gain, he's going to be an absolute pain in the butt. He's very underrated on offense for those cosmic champions like Cersei, Hulkling, Super Skrull, who have lots of buffs. Very solid for those champions. Man-Thing, huge stonks increase for Battlegrounds, dude. Oh my god. Very underrated on offense, but incredible on defense, especially if you run 5 out of 5 MD. Spidey Supreme, same deal, man, for Battlegrounds. Very solid offense and defense. America Chavez, same thing, man. She's also getting a buff, by the way, but she's already solid enough on both offense and annoying as hell on defense. Ebony Maw, same thing. Not as much as the other thing, man. I feel like Ebony Maw hasn't been as much of a problem in Battlegrounds as other champions, of course, but the crit me with your best shot meta, he absolutely was. But that sort of meta only comes around every now and then. Long Shot gets the hunts, man. I use Long Shot almost every day in AQ. The guy is an absolute bruiser. He's nuts. Amazing at rank 3. I've never said to myself, wow, I wish this guy had more damage. I've never said, wow, I wish I got the special 2 faster, because he steals the opponent's combat power rate when you attack, when you have the bad karma. So if you have those 20 rank 4s and you love the champion as much as I do, I love him. I really do love him a lot. He could be a solid rank 4 option, man. He's an absolute killer on offense, and he's decent on defense. He could trap people on defense, man, especially if you run 5 out of 5 MD. You see the only cosmic champions left with lots of buffs, put him on, you're probably going to win. Up next for Cosmic, I feel like we could skip right over this. Hercules, Gallon, no. Next. Next. Hulkling, Silver Surfer, Cosmic, Ghost Rider, Cersei, Hyperion, Corvus gets the Hans. Moving up from Debatable, and King Groot. King Groot moving up as well. Hyperion also moving up. So, Hulkling, so good. Offense and defense. So good, man. Silver Surfer is here because of prestige, no doubt about it. However, he is definitely underrated on offense for Battlegrounds. So this is the first time I'm not being like just for prestige, because he's really solid in Battlegrounds. He's a decent quester as well. If you enjoy his playstyle, especially if you want to like make him a herald or whatever as well, give him some extra synergies too. Cosmic Ghost Rider, self-explanatory, right? He's very, very good. He's going to actually really benefit a lot from the additional combat power rate, going up the 5% from rank 3 to rank 4. So he definitely fits the type of champion who would get a Hans emoji. However, he's not going to, because that extra 5% allowing you to get right to that special 2 that much easier is a really big deal for him. Cersei, phenomenal champion. One of my favorite champions in the entire game. Amazing on offense and defense. Well, everyone knows how good she is on defense. I feel like she's exceptionally underrated on offense. Hyperion, just one of those classic champions. Never been my favorite champion, but you can't deny that at rank 4, he is a bruiser. We'll talk about King Groot first. King Groot, he's always been a debatable option for me, just because I feel like he's immortal at rank 3 as much as he's immortal at rank 4, but he could certainly be a solid rank 4 option, especially if you're a fan of the champion. Corvus, he's got the Hans. Now, here's the thing with the Hans. I feel like he could even be a solid first rank 4 if you run the Suicide Masteries and if you're willing to commit to him, right? Because he is a ramp-up champion. You're not going to be able to use him everywhere, but he's going to be really, really amazing in like Alliance War and Incursions. If you run high-tier war, he's going to be really, really solid for you there. So, of course, if you have a bunch of rank 4s already, he could be a great option for you, especially if you're a fan of the champion, run those Masteries, right? Moving on. Gore getting a value buff, so we're going to have to see. As Gore is right now, I would not recommend it. I would not. He's decent on defense. Decent. But hopefully after his buff, he's going to be decent on offense as well. I don't care how many Realm of Legends with 4 Synergy members videos I see. He's not worth rank 4 now, in my opinion. But hopefully after the value buff, he will be, because that's the entire purpose of the balanced program. So up next, we have Angela. Now, Angela needs to be at a high sig, in my opinion, for this. I think it's sig 1. I want to say 181 or 171, something like that. But there are videos out on it. Brian Grant made a video. Just type in like Brian Grant Angela. He made a long-winded video with lots of math about it. But there's a certain sig level where you just will not see any damage and debuffs. Very valuable. I think she could do it fine at rank 3. But yeah, if you're a big fan of the champion, she could certainly be really, really solid for that, especially with the Odin synergy for stuff like Incursion, stuff like that. Captain Marvel movie as well. I feel like she's a little outdated, but you know, Captain Marvel movie at rank 4 is an absolute bruiser, especially for Alliance War, man. If you're a big Alliance War fan, if you're an Alliance War friend, but if you play Alliance War and Hunter Alliance, she could be very useful on path 9, and there's a lot of more hazard shift nodes in general in Alliance War at the moment. So yeah. Moving on to tech, same old tech, Ghost, Nimrod, Infamous, freaking Iron Man, dude. These three just super duper duper good. There's definitely a debate for having the Hans emoji next to Ghost, but I think she's just so good and so versatile. She's good in pretty much every single game mode. Moving on. We have Omega Sentinel, Penny Parker, Warlock, Guardian, Ultron, Starkey, and Sam Wilson. Omega Sentinel, awesome champion, slightly overrated in my opinion, but very, very good. Definitely a solid rank 4 option. Penny Parker, phenomenal. I honestly feel like Penny Parker should move up a tier. I have her at rank 4. She is nuts on offense and defense. Obviously one of the top 5 defenders in the game, in my opinion, especially if you don't have a counter, but I feel like she's one of the most underrated offensive attackers in the entire game. For Battlegrounds, for Alliance War, for casual questing, for everything, she is so good. Immunities, utility, other stuff as well. Very great champion. Warlock, just one of the staples of the tech class. So good, always going to be relevant. Guardian, definitely a very, very solid champion, right? Especially at a high sig. I feel like Infamous Iron Man does what he does similarly, but a lot better, but Guardian does have the energy resist. Ultron, really solid, especially at a high sig. He's a very good mutant killer. He's a very solid robot, got a lot going on. Stark Spidey, especially with the emergence of Battlegrounds. Oh my god, this guy is so good in there. Really, really good on offense. Sam Wilson definitely really likes that additional rank, can do a lot of nice things at rank 4, especially in Battlegrounds, though again, they moved up a tier here because of Battlegrounds. He's very, very solid on offense. Moving on, let's keep him moving. We got, why are you underlined, my friend? Don't be. Nebula, Silver Centurion, Punisher, and Rocket. Love Rocket. We'll go in backwards order. Rocket is like a kind of like a mini Warlock. He does so much damage, so good for Battlegrounds offense. The only con to him, not the best for Battlegrounds defense. So he's very offensive. He's very, very offensive, man. But he's really, really solid, especially for casual questing. Gets that special 2, boom, done. Good for Battlegrounds. Could be really solid for Alliance War. Got that really nice utility. Does need to be awakened though. Punisher 2099 got that really, really, really solid power mitigation when you hit the opponent, especially if you run color tech. Silver Centurion, very underrated, great champion. Nebula, really solid robot, one of the best shock attackers in the entire game. And then my friend, we have to get rid of you because we're moving on to the mutant class. Okay, again, top of the mutant class, same as always. Apocalypse, Kitty Pryde, Omega Red, some of the best champions in the entire game. Now, we're gonna give a special shout out to this champion right here because she has never appeared on any list here. Domino. Oh my god, with the emergence of Battlegrounds being as popular as it is, insane on offense and absolutely ridiculous on defense. If you don't have a counter, you're up against a rank 4 Sig 200 Domino, you're probably leaving the fight. If you win, close to dead from the critical fail damage unless you have a counter. She's one of those champs. Where if you don't have a counter, good luck, you know? So I've never been like a huge Domino fan, man, but with the emergence of Battlegrounds, I'm telling you, dude, she does stuff at rank 4, especially Sig 200. Strife, really solid champion, right? Really, really solid champion at rank 4. He can do so much stuff. He has so much utility. Still very underrated. Professor X, really solid champ for sure. I don't really think he needs to be rank 4 though, man. I feel like he's probably better off in debatable, but I don't feel like changing the list at this point. But yeah, Professor X, amazing champion, obviously. Bishop, probably one of the most underrated rank 4 options, I think. Amazing on offense, amazing on defense, especially if you care about Battlegrounds. Same thing goes for Toad. Amazing offensively, amazing defensively. Very underrated offensively. Colossus, not my favorite champion, but can certainly do some things depending on the node. Archangel, there he is, getting the haunts. Getting the haunts right there. So, yeah, Archangel, phenomenal. Fits the same Human Torch tier. The thing is, if they're bleed immune, completely useless. If they're poison immune, not good at all. So I would certainly not recommend it being one of your first rank 4s, but again, if you got those 20 rank 4s, you got a stable option of rank 4s. You love the champion, go for it. And then for debatable, none. It's your favorite champ for mutants. Mutants is interesting, man. You know, mutant has been like regarded as the best class in the game for so long. I don't think it is anymore. but it has been, right? And I just feel like the rank 4 options are the smallest amount there for the really good rank 4 options, which is interesting, you know? I feel like, you know, we have Mystic and Science here with the most options because these two classes counter each other so well. We have ridiculous defenders and so many attackers that just completely turn them off. So these two interact really nicely together. And then a lot of these guys counter some of these guys, you know? And then funny enough, these guys counter these guys, but these guys aren't too big of a problem. And a lot of these guys, like Nimrod, counter some of these really annoying guys over here. And then some of these guys counter these annoying guys over here. And then these guys, well, a lot of these guys aren't too much of a problem, but I think you get the point, right? It's important to have a stable group of rank 4s that can counter other classes. That's why it's so important to like look at your rank ups and rank up appropriately. But of course, at the end of the day, your favorite champion is the most important champion to rank. So this is going to be my updated rank 4 list for November 2022. It's the longest one I've ever made because I just feel like the rank 4s are exploding and more champions are entering every month, and a lot of them are very, very good. So I did not put Shuri or Atuma on this list, but they would go into it debatable because they are new. So yeah, I do think that if you do happen to pull them though, both of them could be potential solid ranked 4 options. That's going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, drop your boy a big ol' like. Let me know what you think about this list in the comment section below. If you're a Falcon fan, let me know what you think about finally seeing Falcon in the on the list after commenting it every single time. But that's going to be it for this one. I'll be seeing you around, man. Oh, and go check out the Cyber Weekend opening if you haven't seen it yet. It's going to be like right there. I'll be seeing you around. I'll be seeing you over there. Go watch it. Go watch it.